Hello, my name is B.Thompson and I would like to welcome you to this presentation of teaching a maths phenomenon activity in a fun and engaging way for students. The topic I have chosen to discuss is symmetry. It's going to be aimed at a symmetry introductory level, which would best be suited for children aged approximately 7 to 8 years old. I believe that when first introducing new maths concepts, the key is to keep it simple. Don't go into too much detail. Instead, provide a very clear and simple explanation, and then allow your follow-up activities to develop understanding. I do recommend using visual materials because this will help children make a connection to what you're trying to teach. I will now model what I think is an effective and simple way of introducing symmetry. Today, we are going to learn about symmetry. An object that has symmetry can be divided or folded in half, and both sides of the object are exactly the same. When an object has symmetry, we say it is symmetrical. In this object here, let's just pretend that this line down the middle is a fold line where we fold it in half. So we're folding this object in half down this line. As you can see, both sides of the object are exactly the same. This is called symmetric, or a symmetrical object. Now this little line here, this fold line that we talked about, that has a special name, and that name is called the line of symmetry. But what happens when an object is not the same on both sides when folded in half? See this object, this area here is not the same on the other side. So the two sides, when folded down the middle on that line of symmetry, are not the same. So we call this an asymmetric object. Now, symmetry can be found everywhere. It can be found in shapes. So let's have a look at this square here. This square, when folded in half, down the line, or down the line of symmetry, both sides are exactly the same. It's the same with this triangle. When the triangle is folded in half, down the line of symmetry, both sides of the triangle are exactly the same. But symmetry can be found everywhere. It can be found in nature as well. Let's have a look at this beautiful picture of a butterfly. Now let's pretend to draw our line down the middle, our line of symmetry down the middle of the butterfly. We can see that the butterfly is the same on both sides. See here, there's 1, 2, 3 blue speckles, and on this side it's the same. Sorry, there's 4 blue speckles. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, it's the same. Down the bottom here, there's a 1 green area, and on the other side, it's exactly the same. So we would say this picture of the butterfly is symmetrical. What else has symmetry in nature? Something that I think is really cool is you can find leaves in nature that are symmetrical. Now, the really cool thing I like about leaves in nature is you can actually see the line of symmetry down the middle. Now, when we fold this in half, we can see that both sides match up. Now, we can say that this leaf from nature is symmetrical. Now that we have introduced symmetry to the children, I would like to link this concept to an experience. Therefore, I'm going to describe an activity called exploring symmetry in nature. We've had the lesson and we've provided an explanation of what symmetry is. Now we want to engage in an activity that is going to capture interest and develop understanding. This is my example. Hello all my explorers. Today we are not Class 2B of Morningside State School. No, we are explorers of symmetry. We are going out to the wilderness of our playground to find leaves or plants or flowers that are symmetrical. I want all my little explorers to bring back one object object from our expedition so that we can see if it is symmetrical or asymmetrical. Let's go exploring. Whilst you're in the playground or garden looking for your objects, support the children to find appropriate objects. Keep the role play going and make it fun and exciting. Once you return to the classroom, ask all the children to sit in a circle. In the middle of the circle, place your symmetric and asymmetric signs. One by one, ask your little explorers to show the group what they have found, and then place their object next to the correct sign, deciding if it's symmetrical or asymmetrical. Remember to keep the children engaged. Maybe they could wear the explorer hat while showing what they have found. Kids love props. Provide lots of encouragement and feedback, and offer scaffolding support when required to determine if the object is symmetrical or asymmetrical. At the end of this activity, you could use what you have found and create posters as a visual reminder of symmetrical and asymmetrical objects. To finish up, it's important to have a reflection time. This could simply be a discussion with the children, asking questions and reflecting back on what they have just learnt. It helps to determine if the lesson has been effective and to see if the children have learnt the content. It's also an opportunity for teachers to deliberately reflect on their pedagogy. If the teaching hasn't worked and the children haven't understood, it provides an opportunity for the teachers to change their strategies. I hope this has provided an example of making maths teaching fun and engaging for your students. Happy maths teaching.